What's up guys, today is another airdrop hunting video, and in my previous video I was showing you how you can potentially qualify for Zeta Chain airdrop, which is an omnichain protocol. And today we're going to be talking about another potential omnichain protocol airdrop, that is LayerZero. LayerZero considered among crypto community to be one of the biggest omnichain protocols out there, and possibly one of the biggest airdrops as well that has high potential. And the reason for that is because they've already raised over $170 million worth of funding from venture capitalists. So it's a highly likely possibility that we're gonna get an airdrop for this omnichain protocol. By the way, if you haven't seen my previous video on Zeta Chain and how to possibly qualify for Zeta Chain protocol airdrop, then you can go ahead and check out this video right over here. So let's just get started and let me show you how you can potentially qualify for this LayerZero airdrop. Alright, so first things first, if you don't have a wallet yet that you use for airdrops, the first step is going to be to set up a crypto wallet. So in my case, I recommend using MetaMask because you're going to use it for multiple projects at the same time, and it's one of the most reliable and one of the most well-known wallets out there. So just go ahead to metamask.io right over here, and you're going to click download. In my case, I'm using Brave browser. It can be for Chrome or Edge as well, or whatever browser you use. They support a lot of browsers. So you're just going to click download, and it's going to take you to the chrome.google.com. Then you're just going to click here, add to Chrome or add to Brave, whatever browser you're using. And after that, you're going to be set up. If you don't know how to do it, there are a bunch of tutorials out there that can show you how to do it. Now, in order for you to interact with the protocols, you're going to have to choose some EVM network. I suggest that you use the network that has the lowest gas fees. In this case, it can be either Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Avalanche, Phantom, or any other layer 2 solution, maybe Arbitrum or Optimism. And later on, I'm going to show you how you can estimate the gas fees. I'm going to show you where you can find the table that shows you approximate gas fees when transferring from one EVM network to the other. In my case, personally, I use Binance Smart Chain because it's also low gas fees, and probably one of the bridges, the one that you bridge from BSC to Aptos network, is probably the most expensive gas fee that you're going to pay. It's at the moment of recording of this video is about $1.50. But other than that, it's pretty cheap network that doesn't cost you that much, just fractions of a cent. And Aptos network, when you bridge at the moment of recording of this video, again, it's going to cost you about 81 cents. So choose your network, send some gas money, and we're also gonna swap some for some tokens that we can use to bridge, or we can bridge the native coin as well. Now, step number 2, since this is going to be an omnichain protocol, there are 2 bridges that were built using LayerZero protocol specifically for Aptos to EVM networks and vice versa. That's why we're going to have 2 wallets. So the second wallet is going to be Aptos wallet, which there are only several options available, but the one that I'm going to show you here today is Pontem wallet. So what you're going to have to do, you're going to have to go to pontem.network, and you're going to click on Pontem wallet. Once you're in the Google Chrome store, you're going to click add to Brave or add to Chrome, whichever browser you use. And you're just going to set up your wallet, and after that you're going to send some Aptos for gas fees. You don't need that much, probably like $5. And yeah, just to mention, for the other wallet, depending on the network, but I would just suggest just send about $20 on either BSC, AVAX, Phantom, or Polygon. I'm going to show you some of the fees. But yeah, they're pretty cheap, so you're gonna need about $20 to start off, and maybe like $5 for Aptos. By the way, if you're not sure how to set up your Pontem wallet, I made a video, my previous video actually, about setting up your Pontem wallet, so you can check it out right somewhere over here. And before we move to the next step, which is step number 3, bridging some assets from one of the EVM compatible networks to Aptos network, let me show you what I did specifically. So I sent some BNB to my Binance Smart Chain wallet. I sent $20 worth of BNB, and later on I just went on pancakeswap.finance and I swapped this BNB for some USDT and for some STG token. I literally swapped like $2 worth of BNB for STG token that we're gonna use later, that we can stake it, and that might potentially be one of the reasons to get qualified for this airdrop. So if you're not sure how to do it, just go to pancakeswap.finance, connect your wallet right here. Once you have some BNB in your wallet already that you send from any centralized exchange, just go to trade and then swap. Select the amount of BNB. Maybe it can be like $8 worth of BNB. That's what I did, and I swapped it for USDT, and then another couple of bucks I swapped it for STG token. So you're just gonna type in STG. It's gonna say something like this, that via CoinMarketCap, you're just gonna click import. It's gonna look like this, and you're gonna import it, and you're gonna buy just a couple of dollars. That's all you need. And so now we have some BNB for gas fees, we have USDT to transfer or bridge, and then we have some STG token that we're gonna stake, and we also have our Aptos wallet set up with some Aptos for network fees that you're gonna need to when you're gonna bridge. So with that said, we're gonna move to step number 3, which is bridging some of USDC or USDT from one of the EVM networks to Aptos network, and we're gonna use Aptos bridge first. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna go to the aptosbridge.com/bridge, and we're going to connect our wallets. And please notice that there are 2 wallets that you need to connect. One is the MetaMask EVM wallet, and the other one is Aptos wallet, which is Ponton wallet that we set up. So first, let's do connect. By the way, before we start, make sure whatever network you're planning to use, whatever EVM network you're planning to use, first you go ahead to MetaMask and you switch to that network. Like in my case, it's BSC, Binance Smart Chain. So I make sure to choose it here in my wallet and then connect, because it won't offer you switch. You won't be able to switch it afterwards. So it has to say here BNB chain in my case. So I'm gonna click connect. I'm gonna click connect MetaMask. I'm gonna click next and connect, and we're done. After that, you're just gonna close it out, and it's gonna say disconnect, meaning that we're now connected, and it's gonna show your balance. Now the next one, I'm gonna click connect as well on the second drop down, and I'm gonna select whatever wallet I have. In my case, we set up Ponton wallet, so we're just gonna click connect for Ponton wallet, and it is connected as well. So now select whatever token you want to transfer. Like in my case, I did USDT. I just selected the amount, 1, and then first thing you're gonna say approve or something similar. You're gonna approve, and after that, the second approval is gonna be to transfer. And again, in case of BNB chain, it costs me about $1.50. And after you've done this, I suggest that you switch the network and do the same from Aptos network to whatever EVM network that you wanna choose. And in my case, it says insufficient balance because I don't have USDT there anymore. But for your case, it's gonna say transfer, and you're gonna transfer. It's gonna cost you about 80 cents. Now the next step, and step number 4, you're gonna go to stargate.finance, and you're going to bridge some amount, but in this case, it's going to be from EVM compatible network. So let me show you. So we're on stargate.finance, and you're going to select whatever network you have chosen for yourself. Like in my case, BNB, and I can choose whatever other network I want to transfer. But in this case, we're not going to transfer to Aptos network. We're going to transfer to some other EVM compatible networks, such as Ethereum, Avalanche, Polygon, Arbitrum, Optimism, Phantom, and Metis. So the first thing you're going to do, you're going to connect your wallet. You're going to click MetaMask, I'm going to click next and connect. You can even transfer USDT for USDC if you want, or if this protocol doesn't support that, but you can choose whatever network. So you're going to enter your amount right here. Let's say again 1, and you're going to transfer. And as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, I said that there is a way to see approximately how much it's going to cost. So you can choose the cheapest network, because we only need the gas fees to be very cheap so we can actually interact with this protocol and potentially qualify for the airdrop. So you're going to click here, check transfer gas estimator. And over here, it's going to show you all the estimations. So in our case, if we want to transfer from, let's say, BNB to Avalanche, it's going to cost us approximately 73 cents. So you can find the cheapest options. One of the cheapest options are probably like Optimism to Polygon, or Optimism to Phantom, or Polygon to Phantom is also cheap. So you can choose any of these networks. Just make sure that it also supports Aptos on the Aptos bridge and on the Aptos bridge for PancakeSwap that we're going to do next. So that way you don't have to put all this money on all these different networks. Instead, you can just choose one network and you can do all these transactions without adding extra funds to multiple networks. So the next step is going to be stake STG token. So again, back when we were on Stargate Finance, and we're going to click on stake. And when you have STG tokens, like in my case, I have it on BNB chain, as you can see right here. You can have STG token on other networks, maybe Ethereum, or Avalanche probably has STG if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, whatever wherever network you choose, if it has STG tokens, it will show up here how many tokens you have. So I already staked one out of 2 STGs that I have. So what you're gonna need to do, if you have this available, you're just gonna click on that. You're gonna select the amount that you want to stake. And then over here, you're gonna select stake duration. I selected 1 month. You can choose whatever you want. I don't think it really matters. So in our case, it's gonna show APY, but it doesn't matter because we only care about the airdrop. And it's just you're just gonna say stake in your case. In my case, it says increase lock amount because I already staked some. So once you staked, this is where we move into the next step. And the next step is going to be to participate in a Stargate DAO voting, because Stargate protocol has a DAO where the participants that stake STG token can participate in the governance. So when we're going to go back to stargate.finance and we're back on the stake page, so we're going to go here, and over here we're going to click vote on snapshot. And I'm actually going to do it right now for the first time. So over here, whenever there is an open proposal, by the way, make sure that you also follow them on Discord and follow them on Twitter to stay up to date. Whenever they have a proposal that says open, right now they're all closed, but whenever there is a proposal, you're just going to click on that and you're going to vote on a proposal. You can read, you don't have to read, because probably with this amount that you're using, as I'm using, it's not going to affect it at all. So just do that and vote on proposals. All right, moving on to step number 7, and that's going to be bridging on PancakeSwap Aptos bridge. So you're going to go to bridge.pancakeswap.finance/Aptos. So this is again a bridge specifically for Aptos. And what we're going to do here, again, we're going to connect first our wallet. In this case, I suggest that you use Pontem wallet first, bridging from to the EVM network of your choice, because it's literally the cheapest option because it's only 80 cents. I don't know about all other networks because I didn't try them, but I think Aptos to other EVM network is probably going to be one of the cheapest. So you can also try Phantom, probably is going to be cheap, or maybe Polygon. But in my case, I'm going to choose Pontem, so I'm going to connect Pontem first, and it says connected. Actually, let me flip that, and then I'm going to choose MetaMask for the second drop down. You can choose whatever token you have. Like for instance, I should have probably transferred a couple of USDT or USDC previously and then transfer one back on the Aptos bridge and maybe one USDT or USDC back here from Aptos to whatever network I choose. And once I've done that, I'm just going to click transfer and it's going to be done. And the next step, step number 8, is bridge on LiquidSwap bridge. So we're going to go to bridge.liquidswap.com and as you can see, it says that it's built with LayerZero. So again, you're going to connect your wallets the same way. You're going to connect your MetaMask wallet and then Aptos wallet, or you don't really have to. You can just bridge from one EVM to the other because you already bridge some from Aptos network on the other bridges, and just bridge some EVM from one EVM to the other EVM. And the last one is going to be step number 9, which is an optional step, and I'm going to show you why, but this is going to be bridge into Metis or Andromeda network. So you're going to go to bridge.metis.io and make sure that over here you select mainnet from this drop down first. And for this one in particular, you're going to have some Ethereum because you can only bridge between Ethereum and Andromeda. So yeah, you're going to have some Ethereum, which is going to be a bit costly. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to connect your wallet. I'm going to click next, connect, and you're connected. And then you're going to switch this. So that way you can bridge from Ethereum to Andromeda network. Yeah, and you're going to have some Ethereum and then some other coins or tokens right here that you're planning to bridge. As you can see, you can also bridge some Ethereum, but you can choose from any of these coins. And you're going to bridge to Andromeda. But in order for you to do that, you need to have some Metis token for the Andromeda network. And in order for you to do that, you have to get it airdropped. But the rules state that the minimum value is about $100 bridging into the Andromeda network. So you're going to have over at least $100 to bridge into Andromeda network. So if you're already planning to use this network, then I think it makes sense. But other than that, I don't think it's worth it, so that's why I put it as an optional step. And by the way, as I already mentioned, this is an EVM compatible network, so you can add it to your MetaMask wallet if you need to. And in order for you to do that, you can just go to chainlist.org. You're going to find Andromeda, and it's going to say Metis Andromeda mainnet. So you're just going to connect your wallet, and you're just going to add this network. But again, this is an optional step because it requires significantly more capital than what we started with. All right, guys, and these are all the steps that you can take to get potentially qualified for this LayerZero airdrop. The only thing we know so far is that there's going to be a token with the ticker symbol ZRO. So that's the only thing so far. They haven't announced the airdrop. But if you want to potentially qualify for one of the biggest airdrops according to the crypto community, then this is what you need to do. And again, as always, you're more than welcome to interact with more protocols and before more transactions, bigger volume, maybe do more often. And I suggest that you do it at least once a week maybe, but if you're short on funds, maybe you can also do it once every 2 weeks, and at least do it in the period of at least several months. Maybe if you do it once every 2 weeks, but make sure it's in the span of at least 2 to 3 months, because as history has shown, many of the airdrops had one of their criteria being that you perform these transactions for at least 2 or 3 months. So just make sure you do that, and just calculate the amount of gas fees that you're going to need based on the table that I've shown you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up to help YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more crypto airdrop tutorials like this, or crypto news in general, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell to get notified next time a new video comes out where I make tutorials like this about airdrops and talk about crypto in general. So thank you guys again so much for watching, and I'll see you all guys in the next one.